Remittances are a powerful component of the global economy. Money is sent to countries in the developing world as individually small amounts, but equated to the collectively impressive amount of $431.6 billion in 2015. This money makes a huge difference to people in developing countries.
Remittances in the majority of the cases is for consumption. Under consumption you can include food, any other immediate need of the family, housing, schools, electricity, etc., etc.
For any remittances, that's an extra dollar back going into the country. So in terms of foreign reserve, that is a great help to the country. Secondly, whatever money that's sent back, some of them do actually start business, and that's a capital project that they get involved with, and they have, they hire another 2 or 3 people on the side, and even some, it puts their children through education, sending them to tertiary or just to primary school. And there are others like religious obligations, and some in terms of cultural obligation. So it meets our needs in terms of, making ends meet for people back at home.
Individual remittance is not having any overheads. A person sends $1,000 from here and exactly the equivalent $1,000 reach to the beneficiary. There is no long chains or government offices or expenses or overheads. It's the best part of human aid.
With Tropical Cyclone Winston, we heard about it on the Australian TV. I think that was around about 11 o'clock on Saturday when the news forecast came.
Remittances in times of disaster pay for a variety of different things. We see them paying for food, clean water, accommodation, just the bare necessities of life. If they weren't able to send money in during those times of desperate need, I think you'd see the resources of the governments or aid resources being stretched even further than they are. And we know that government aid's finite. There's only so much that the Australian and New Zealand governments can do, along with the governments of the affected country. So they rely upon remittance inflows into that country to help ease the burden on their resources.
Families who are going through hardships, would then be pretty much trying to do what they can immediately to help them, whether it be in terms of sending them money to start rebuilding or just sending them money to be able to buy food and things like that.
If Dad didn't help, I don't know, I think they'd be really deprived of the basic necessities. They wouldn't be able to pay for stuff like water. There's no power as it is, but now they've attached a little solar pack that they get. It provides a couple of lights or something.
Globally, remittances are taking on an increasingly more important role in advancing financial inclusion. In particular, electronic payments have the potential to make a real difference.
When there is a disaster, natural disaster, or in any of these situations, having cash could mean that you don't just lose your house, you lose your clothes, you lose your work and your family members. You also lose any of the savings that you have. If you had a bank account, or if you had a transactional account with a mobile operator or prepaid card, you still can, even if you lose that particular tool, you still can recover the small savings that you put aside. And in situations like those, those small savings can be the difference between life and death.
Send Money Pacific aims to reduce the costs of remittances by improving transparency and promoting the use of digital channels. Pacific remittance costs have reduced by up to 62.5% over 7 years. An increase in digital options is helping to lower costs and has the potential to make a big difference in the Pacific. Remittances are sent to loved ones when they need it most. They are an extremely quick and effective way of making sure that people can survive in times of crisis.